O'Brien, incumbent city councilor, looking to run for re-election so that she can become a 20-year veteran of the Haverhill City Council. Welcome to the program, Mary Ellen.
Thank you, Frank.
Okay, you've seen over time when you happen to be first elected, that was back in, what, 2001?
2001 was the election. It was right after 9/11, yes. So that November following 9/11.
Tough year, very transitional, not only for the country as well as the city is concerned.
It definitely was a very tough time, and those first 3 terms were probably 6 of the toughest years I've ever seen in Haverhill, before or since.
Economically,
the way we had to cut employees and tighten the budget, along with upgrading technology.
yeah.
Because the loss of employees meant that we had to enter that technological stage and upgrade whatever we were doing in the school department as well as in the city department. So yeah, there was a lot of tough decisions.
At that time, this is an interesting question that's not on any list, but I'm compelled to ask this based upon what you've just said. In that block of time, which was very transitional, from a tough period of time, what have you learned from that you bring to the fore today for the future of the city of Haverhill? How do you see things?
Well, after
based upon your experience?
After going through those very tough economic times, I believe that we need to craft budgets that not only take care of what we already have, whether it's school buildings, city buildings, fire trucks, equipment that the police need. I could go, the list is very long. But also you have to craft a budget that looks at what we need for the future. And right now we're looking at replacing schools, and we're hoping that we can get that done. That's a very, very important issue. I'm hoping that we can further open up the city to the river. The river is such a key thing in Haverhill. It is an enhancement to city living. And I know that we have done some things by being able to even see the river and the rail trail and things like that, but I want to see more of that stuff continuing. I want to see us further look at the parking and make a real solid plan on how we're going to address that, because we're encouraging renovation and more infrastructure in the downtown. And if you're going to build buildings and renovate the older buildings, and you're going to entice businesses to come there, then you need to provide more parking.
I would say you're talking about a couple of things here: parking and the river. And I would say if we focus on the river for just a moment, I would probably hazard a guess that to a person, everybody running for office or not thinks the river is a great asset. They have said that over decades as far as a focus that could be of an economic benefit and aesthetic benefit for the city of Haverhill. The oddity, the irony here that I'd like to see how you handle this is the fact that from an environmentalist standpoint and from a clean water activist standpoint, it's been disclosed and discovered that while people think that this Merrimack River is a clean river, and it is in comparison to what it was in decades past when industrial pollutants were constantly going into the river, now we realize and we find that every time there is more than 1/10 of an inch of rain, there could be up
Chances of a runoff.
13 different locations that can dispense raw sewage into the river.
And Massachusetts, especially the bigger cities and communities on the river, suffer with that. And we're trying.
Haverhill can't handle to afford that all on its own.
Oh no, and the federal government has totally let us down. I think they're right to set regulations. I think the water needs to be cleaner, but you also have to give us help with financing that. We continue, though, Haverhill continues to do the right thing incrementally. It's not one big fell swoop, but we never stop working on that problem. And to our credit, I think other communities have not, especially in New Hampshire. But we have done a lot of things, and I can't speak to Lowell, I can't speak to Lawrence, but I know here in Haverhill, as well as Amesbury and Newburyport, there has been a lot of work done cleaning. That's why we're building that facility over off of Canosa Lake. And there's going to be more digging of streets as we do new lines, because we have to separate the water. And The water that needs to be treated has to go right to these treatment plants and be cleaned. But what happens is the treatment plant that was built, I'm going to think it was about 30 years ago, maybe more, can't handle adequately the amount of water and these new standards. But the standards are right. We have to protect people. That's what public health is all about. And as a nurse, of course, I'm on the side of public health at all times.
If I can ask you this question, and that is that being on the city council for the past, this will be your 10th term that you're running for as an incumbent, and there are some people that may say, if you've come this far, managed this many hurdles, gotten to the city of Haverhill to this positive a point, then you're at this point, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And what I'm talking about is the mechanism, the governing mechanism that help get you here. And what I'm referring to is that there are many people that are running for city council right now that are suggesting that we need to revise the charter for district councilors because some places in the city have been left behind. Do you think any places in the city of Haverhill have been left behind by lack of representation?
I don't know if I would use that terminology, but I do agree that we should look at the charter. And if we decide as a city to go forward with having districts as well as at-large candidates, I think that could be a positive. I don't think it's that anybody's getting left behind. I think that just the culture of Haverhill has changed. And in order to make a difference, people have to run for office. So trust me, as a female who has served as an elected person this long, these are tough times. Women are just not getting out here, not just what your ethnic heritage is. I want to see more women. I am just astounded that there's just myself and Melinda Barrett running.
How would that make a difference?
Because women bring a different perspective.
How so?
And I'm not sure if I could quantify that for you, but I noticed that in my case, I believe in getting decisions made, prioritizing, being flexible when something else comes along. I don't get entrenched. I don't belong to any group. That's not my thing. I work full-time as a nurse. I've raised 4 children. I have a perspective from just a whole different world. It's not a business world. It's a world of healthcare. And I don't own a hospital, but I have continuously worked in the hospital environment for 40 years. And I think that there's just a different perspective. And I also think that women are more about quality of life issues. I love the fact that we have the parks we have. So again, when we talk about how we're going to craft a budget, we have to make sure that we're maintaining those parks just like we're maintaining our schools. Opening up the river, making sure that it's available to people, whether it's putting in city docks or whatever. All those things can really make a difference.
Can I ask you this? From a public relations standpoint, many people really love the city of Haverhill, but sometimes there's a perception from outside the community that isn't as complimentary from some people. And that's maybe because of rumor, and rumor unchecked becomes legend, legend becomes fact. Who do you think specifically should be involved from a public relations standpoint to tout the benefits of the city of Haverhill beyond its borders?
I think we all have that responsibility. My husband would tell you stories that I'm the ambassador of Haverhill wherever I go, and that is so true. I really think that Haverhill offers a life for everybody. There's such a diversity of even where you can live. Do you want to live downtown? Do you want to live in a more neighborhood environment? Do you want to live on a open rural environment? We have it all here in Haverhill, and I think that I just think that I think more people in Haverhill say things that aren't as complimentary about Haverhill. I kind of disagree with you.
Sure.
I think that we can't do that. We can't change that attitude. Has long been a problem. And having worked for the original Hale Hospital, where our hospital was totally maligned all the time, and that continued on even when it became Merrimack Valley, and it continues on now that it's Holy Family, and that is not true. But it's almost like a state of mind has happened and people can't get beyond it. That's why I think I've always brought a positive perspective to the city council. I think we can do it.
And that'll have to be the last word. Thank you very much,
Thank
Mary
you.
Ellen
Thank
Daly
you for
O'Brien.
having us, Frank.
We wish you the best of luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
We hope that this program has been a point of reference for you. And until next time, my name is Frank Novak, and thanks very much for watching. And remember to vote on Election Day, Tuesday, November 5th.